Welcome to another episode of Learn English with Stories. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. We're delighted to have you join us today for a heartwarming and classic Christmas tale. This story is all about love, sacrifice, and the true spirit of giving.
That's right, Emma. Today we're sharing a story we've named The Christmas Gift. It's about a couple, Jim and Jane, who go to great lengths to show their love for each other, especially during the holiday season.
This story is filled with rich language and beautiful moments that we hope will not only warm your heart but also help you learn some new English words and phrases. So, let's dive right in.
It was Christmas Eve, and the city was wrapped in a blanket of snow, twinkling lights casting a warm glow over the bustling streets. In a small, humble apartment, Jane sat by the window, her thoughts heavy and her heart full of love. She looked at the little amount of money she had managed to save, only $1.87.
Jane sighed deeply, feeling a pang of sadness. She desperately wanted to buy a special Christmas present for her husband, Jim. Despite their financial struggles, their love for each other was rich and boundless.
Jane and Jim treasured two possessions above all else. Jane had her long, beautiful brown hair, cascading down like a waterfall, which even the jewels of the Queen of Sheba could not match. Jim had a gold pocket watch, a family heirloom that would make King Solomon envious.
Jane ran her fingers through her hair, lost in thought. She suddenly had an idea, a bold and selfless idea. She knew what she had to do to get a gift worthy of Jim's love.
Jane dressed warmly, putting on her coat and scarf, and headed out into the snowy streets. She walked briskly to the nearby shop of Madame Gaga, the wig maker. The shop was small and cozy, filled with wigs of all colors and styles.
"How can I help you today, dear?" Madame Gaga asked with a kind smile as Jane entered.
"I'd like to sell my hair," Jane replied, taking off her hat to reveal her magnificent brown locks. Madame Gaga's eyes widened in amazement.
"Your hair is truly beautiful. I can give you $1,000 for it," she said, reaching for her scissors.
Jane nodded, her heart pounding with a mix of nerves and excitement. She sat down and closed her eyes as Madame Gaga carefully cut her hair. When it was done, Jane felt lighter, both physically and emotionally.
With the $1,000 in her pocket, Jane headed to the jewelry store. She knew exactly what she wanted: to buy a platinum fob chain for Jim's precious pocket watch. She had often seen Jim looking at his watch, attached to an old leather strap, and dreamed of giving him something worthy to hold it.
Jane found the perfect chain, sleek and elegant. She paid for it with a smile, imagining the look on Jim's face when he saw it. She hurried home, eager to see her husband and give him the gift.
When Jim walked through the door that evening, he was tired from a long day at work, but his face lit up when he saw Jane. He noticed her short hair and his eyes widened in surprise.
"Jane, what happened to your hair?" he asked, reaching out to touch her now short curls.
"I sold it to buy you this," she said, holding out the platinum fob chain. "Merry Christmas, Jim."
Jim was speechless. He took the chain, his eyes filling with tears of joy and love. But then he reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small wrapped package.
"I sold my watch to buy you this," he said, handing her the gift. Jane opened it to find a set of beautiful ornamental combs, the ones she had admired for so long but could never afford.
Jane and Jim looked at each other, realizing the depth of their love and the sacrifices they had made. The gifts they had given each other were now useless, but the act of giving was far more valuable.
Jane held the combs to her chest, tears in her eyes. "Oh, Jim, our love is the greatest gift of all."
Jim nodded, embracing Jane. "Indeed it is," he said, kissing her gently.
The story ends with a beautiful message about love and sacrifice. The narrator declares that those who sacrifice their material possessions for the people they love are as wise as the Magi, the wise men who brought gifts to the baby Jesus.
The irony of the story is that each person's attempt to give a gift that would enhance the prized possession of the other, by sacrificing their own prized possession, resulted in the gifts being rendered useless. But it beautifully highlights the true spirit of giving.
Emma, smiling, now, let's take a moment to recap some of the new words and phrases we learned from this story.
First, we had heirloom, which is a valuable object that has been passed down through generations in a family.
Emma. Then there was fob chain, which is a chain attached to a pocket watch.
We also learned magnificent, meaning extremely beautiful or impressive.
Emma, and sacrifice, which means giving up something valuable for the sake of others.
We hope you enjoyed this story and the language lessons that came with it. It's a beautiful reminder of what truly matters during the holiday season.
Remember, the true spirit of Christmas is about love, sacrifice, and showing those we care about how much they mean to us.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Learn English with Stories. We look forward to sharing more stories and lessons with you in the future.
Until next time, keep practicing your English and enjoy the magic of storytelling.
Merry Christmas and happy learning.